Oh, Mirmai. I mean, we did get up to 4 piety, so that's pretty solid. Maybe I try this out, hey? Will does indeed reduce us down. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're still pursuing us. That's not good. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Mistakes were made, but we'll just back off for a quick jiffy here. Try to get some poison on you, maybe. Still can't send any acid, but I can send Ice Blast to my heart's content. This is where I'm kind of itching. If we had Curar, then we could kind of kite this son of a gun into next week. As is, our options are a little bit more limited. Man, do I just... You know what? I acid you again. I think I need to just try to lock this down. Fantastic. So we have a bound 2-headed ogre now. Hits like a truck. Not too bad. And drains life. Oh my gosh. Wait, so if it always gets a drain life bonus, then I want to bind multi-hit enemies as much as I can, because if each attack gets this bonus, then we're definitely looking to be in a spot of business there. Okay, now we have a friend. That's pretty cool. That's something for sure. Question then becomes, Lair or Orc? I mean, Orc could give us a flame-branded axe, which would be wonderful, exceptionally useful for our continued survival. We also don't have a lot of spellcasting going for us yet, so is there perchance an advantage to be had by switching up to heavier armor? Plate armor, +0 plate armor specifically. Not a huge improvement to armor class. Not great. I guess it kind of shakes out as almost 3 with the way the rounding works there. Anything to be said for that? I think I want to stick with what we have going here. I have not been keeping a very conscious thought on the fact that we have cold vulnerability, but I don't believe we faced any cold enemies, so maybe that's okay. I won't chastise myself too much right off the bat here. And look at that laptop. You finished your update. Congrats. I'm proud of you. Just logging in the background over there, get things chugging along while we decide on the best path forward. Excuse me. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I have concerns about Lair, but Lair also has a lot of pretty solid contenders for zombie pals. So as long as us two can chunk through the initial barrage, we'll be okay. But I think I will land on Orc in the end here. And if we can get early kills on these sons of guns, that's good. Do I immediately raise Torch? I'm already pretty dang injured, which is not a grand start. Do you know what? If I can just get this son of a gun killed, then I'm actually feeling okay. No, we gotta go. I'm gonna recall my friend as well. Is 30 health too low? No, I'm gonna get a little sneaky pie with that. Fantastic. We did not kill our kobold pal. But hey, not the end of the world here. I think now we've attracted enough attention that we're probably ready for the full onslaught. So we raise our torch high. We fugue up. And we get going on this son of a gun. Fantastic. Okay, the might doing some numbers there, nice and early on. In fact, I can probably let's let our friends do some of the heavy lifting. I think I'm semi-protected here. Not as much as I would like, but it's something. Souls of the Damned, could you maybe help out a little bit here? Maybe, just maybe. Can turn this son of gun into a centaur, a goblin, or a ribbon worm? Yes. I gladly take that gambit. Okie dokie. Fantastic. Well, we got a decent little force here, so we can definitely safely let our summons go. Oh, there's a distortion branded sword somewhere in the mix. Well, hopefully I wasn't just blindly ignorant to that in a terrible moment. I guess what we don't know can hurt us, so ignorance is bliss in this case. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of solid options right off the bat here. This is also another good representation of some of the interesting mechanics of this torch raising. I, without digging, and some luck, can't get into the other sections of Orc 1 here, so I won't actually be able to raise my torch again as we clear out the rest of the floor at some point down the road. So that's good to potentially take note of. But yeah, do I really feel up for Orc 2? I'm concerned. Orc 2 is somewhere where we oftentimes find ourselves stair dancing, especially after we kind of kick the hornet's nest and get a whole slew of sorcerers and high priests on our tail. So maybe this will be where we pivot. Let's head over to Lair and see if things are looking at all feasible over on this side of the equation. I mean, I probably shouldn't raise my torch yet. I think we can get a little bit more of a fighting force to go up against before we resort to that. Beautiful. Especially with our two-headed ogre is probably actually doing some fantastic work out here. And we get enchant armor scrolls. Hell yeah, brother. That will be lovely once we get a little bit deeper. You know what? Yak Pack? Sure. This is where we raise the torch. Oh my gosh, I get a freezing wraith? That is wild, my friends. Again, I maybe should have let my summons take a bit more of the onus of those encounters, given ourselves a bit more leeway to stay healthy and firm out here, but not the end of the world. I'm curious, how much longer do you last, Freezing Wraith? Because you're the big one that I want to just throw out all my problems till they disappear. Cache of fruit? Interesting. I like this little flavor text. You already carry as much food as you'll ever need on this journey. That's why we got rid of dungeon food, but the occasional nibble won't hurt. Indeed, it won't, my friend. Now that's the right mentality. We reach down and sample tamarind. Juicy indeed. Okay, we only sample once. Fair enough. But let's go back to regular exploration. Feeling alright about things now, especially since we can put our bound soul into a bit more direct line of fire. They can take out hopefully a large number of the threats that we'll be facing at this stage in the game. I was gonna be excited about getting charges back on our acid wand. One charge, maybe not quite at the point of ringing the church bells here, but that's fine. And you know what? Axes should come back on. And this is about time that we do a reassessment of our position in life, shall we? So, spellcasting all at 2%. Shield doesn't really negatively impact that too much, so we can finally get another bit of defensive capability on our side. Fantastic. And immediately roast an eel, of course, as per our usual modus operandi there. And beautiful. Anytime I'm able to face tank the fight, I'll still probably be aiming to do so, keeping our zombies alive for the emergencies here or there when they should arise. Okie dokie, we didn't even use our torches, so let's maybe keep that in mind, that we have that as an option moving forward. And if we just take a short intermission here, I grabbed a drink when I went out to feed the dog too. Look at that, dovetailing tasks. Efficiency, baby. So let me just pour this into my glass real quick, and then we'll be ready to continue downwards and see if the rest of Lair is looking in a similar vein as what we saw here to start out. Okay, I like a nice quiet entry point. This is why we don't immediately light the torch. Imagine. I would have been quite unhappy with the state of things. But again, not something we're concerned about yet. Melee, hey? Melee are a problem for sure. Anything with smite attacks, we're not quite able to leverage our normal power against, but that's fine. Let's bring out some friends. Let's fugue. And then I guess it's time to dance. Let the elephant come to me, of course. Just for safety and security reasons. I think this might be a good torch opportunity. My bound soul is about to die, which I don't love to see. But we blast these sons of guns, immediately kills the bee, that makes sense. I'm guessing if I bind another soul, the point of casting bind is when it will remove my existing friend. You know, I have high hopes that that's not the case. Or not high hopes, but I have wishes and desires that that would not indeed be the case. But let's play as if it is until we are proven otherwise, just to give ourselves some safety. Okay, you just gore. The Petrifying Cloud is interesting. I don't know if you'd get that as a zombie. Sounds like something that might be more detrimental than useful. At least for our zombie pals. I guess our more ghostly friends are fine with that. So that's something. Oh, but everyone's getting calcified up in here. Let's do this, and I will hurl Torchlight. That'll hit our enemy, buff up all my friends. Oh my gosh, and the Cataplevis is dead. Well, that's one way to get the job done, I guess. Fantastic. Should have read through the logs there, but I'm pretty sure, if I had to guess, that we cast our ghostly ability and then immediately our mighted friends hit for the wombo combo. So about as perfect as it can get here, and that is wonderful. And this is where we definitely just swap in, call in for a sub. Hey coach, take me out. I'm on the verge of the destruction of this mortal coil. And like any good coach, they take that to heart. Fantastic. Okay, and as for this, I mean, I'm not seeing anything too frightening yet. We have 2 more torch charges at our disposal, should the need arise. I definitely don't want to lose my 2-headed friend, so this might be a hurling of the torch if I had ever seen one. Oh my gosh. It's happened. The worst has come to pass. So, alternative options for us. I'm not seeing anything right away here. I'm curious if a basilisk will keep its petrified. Or petrify ability, I should say, because that could be interesting. In fact, if I wish to bind a soul, I can do the basilisk. Won't have a lot of HP, but maybe that's not the end of the world. Our little bit of fire resistance kind of keeping us in one piece here against our steamy pal. Oh, and you know, I should maybe be slightly more focused on my survival here instead of optimizations at this point. Axes do level up there. I should have been fuging to start off here, but that's fine. Main issue now is I don't wish to become petrified, otherwise we'll be in trouble. That's the sort of thing, the sort of treatment we're trying to inflict upon our foes, not ourselves, you know? And if you'll excuse me for just a quick second here, let's just bring up stream content on the laptop just in case I'm losing connection or anything. It's generally nice for me to have a little bit of a heads up. You know what? I think I'm gonna Condenser Vein. There's my happy medium to throw at the problem here. One more Torchlight now that groups of enemies are looking pretty solid. And let's take a look. You can petrify. That's interesting. So now we have a bound spirit whose damage kind of sucks, but can petrify enemies? Bit more of a support character, bit more utility to be offered. Is this just a poison cloud? Yeah, I'll step into that. Oh, yikes. Probably should be a little bit more careful as I spam the tab key to my heart's content. Okay, this son of gun seems to be petrifying left, right, and center, so I think I'm quite happy with this this choice. Cold enemy. Oh my gosh, I actually remembered. It is a miracle. And let the petrify go through. Beautiful. In fact, let's just capitalize on that even more. Son of a gun, I didn't want you walking through, my friend. You were supposed to stay safe out there. But if you can petrify the Manticore... Try again? Not quite, but hey, you did your best out there, champ. Still more than happy with your overall attempts and progress here. And there we go. More petrification action. Interesting. This bound soul mechanic feels like it could be very powerful in the right hands. We can get some really solid allies to our cause, and oh boy, we'll definitely be cooking with gas. I like that they get the abilities as well. That is very interesting. Maybe even too powerful. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. I'm not going to make any bold claims, especially considering the fact that generally my initial gut reaction and instincts on this kind of thing are fairly horrible on a case-by-case basis. But hey, we'll, I guess, see how it all shakes out. Fantastic. So I think for the time being here, we're pretty solid to just continue to make our way through lair. We're up to 5 piety. We do get Fathomless Shackles. So let's see what this do, shall we? Okay, it's almost like who has the Sanctuary ability? Is that Zin or Ellie? One of those good sons of guns? So we bind them in place and we drain their life force to fill our own. Interesting rather. If they're isolated from their allies, they take damage at a greatly increased rate. Cool. And then it works like silence in terms of the area shrinking as duration goes. Very cool. Sorry, one moment. Okie dokie. Well, we'll potentially be using that at some point. Burns up a lot of yield piety here, so we'll have to play that one by ear as we continue forward. Maybe only try to use it when we're at max stars. But otherwise, I think that is a good time to start training a bit more invocations. This will give more HP to our friendly summon as well, now that I think about it. So maybe even should have contended with that earlier than we did here. Otherwise, is there anything else I want to learn? Martyr's Knell here. Shields our friend. The soul suffers a portion of the damage that we would receive, and if it's slain, it transforms into a flayed ghost. Interesting. I mean, definitely plays into the necromancer approach that we've been thinking of here. We could even pivot into summoning, though that seems a bit excessive with our zombie pals by our side. What else do we have available to us here? Another spell that drains us is not great. Anguish as well. All damage they deal rebounds onto an enemy. Shmishma, not great. Not exactly what we're aiming for here. Oops, let's fix that. I wanted to take a look at Dispel Undead. 3D 14 and a max of 3D 31 at full spell power. Now that's something that is situational, to be sure. But I might actually just learn it. Let's try to use that a bit more effectively for the first time in our gosh darn lives. And otherwise, I'm looking for fire magic, and I'm looking for some slightly heavier utility on the necromancy side of things. So maybe we won't worry too much about the spell casting quite yet. And we'll just move forward from here, I would assume. I'm guessing you won't gain more health as I train in bone. It's going to be more so an on-capture type thing. Well, something to keep in mind. Bunch of blink frogs probably doesn't require me to lift the torch. Fugue, on the other hand, probably advantageous. Doing an Yredelemnul. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to do that. What I meant to do was raise the torch, baby. Let's get some higher power friends on our side, shall we? And they should, I would imagine they can kill an Yredelemnul on their own. Beautiful. Great work out there, kiddos. Oh, a Nergal. Okay, finally we get a unique. Do I want you on my side is the question. Bolt of Draining. You can haste other. Wait a second. Can you haste me? That seems like it would be too powerful, right, folks? Well, no time like the present to find out, shall we? We're hurling Torchlight at you immediately as well. Oh, your specters look different. Oh, they're so cool. I like that a lot. Spectral Orc Warriors actually looking like specters of their former selves. Very cool. I am just going to blast you again, though, my friend. You can haste other. Okay, at the very least, I'm hoping that you can haste our summons. Or our zombies, or something. But if you can haste me, then we're looking at some absurd power creep here. Yes, let's not get our hopes up too high until we receive some further confirmation. But fingers crossed that we've stumbled into a potent combo here. Okay, you have Distortion. You've already immediately cured me. You only have 30 health, though. I mean, do we just hurl torches again? Is that our answer to every single one of life's problems? I think it might be for the time here. We do finally get those Curari darts that I was hoping for, so that's wonderful. Intelligence Ring, also really solid for us here. So I will grab that. Goblet up right away. Oh my gosh, so we need more inventory space. Let's try that again. Okie dokie, not too shabby. Fugue of the Fallen here. Oh, Nergal, right. So where did we get these extra friends from? But no, that all makes a lot of sense. Let's just keep jumping in encounter to encounter. Okay, confirmed Nergal can haste my zombies. I think we might be onto something here. I think we just maybe are cooking. I have been using too much Hurl Torchlight, so our piety's back down, which is not ideal. But I think we maybe, just maybe, are going to be just fine, despite that.